Well, it looks like this has finally happened. Giancarlo Esposito has joined the MCU. But what role will he take up? Will he be a villain? Will he be a hero? Or will he be something brand new? Let's take a couple minutes to break down the story, what he had to say, and why Marvel has once again snagged some A-list actors to bring one of their characters to life. Now before we dive in though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we would be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, the Marvel Universe just got a lot more talented. Earlier today, down at CCXP, we found out that the legendary Giancarlo Esposito, who's probably best known for his roles in Breaking Bad, The Mandalorian, and The Boys, has indeed joined the MCU. But, interestingly enough, he's not playing the character he has been campaigning for a couple of months. Now, over the last couple of months, he said multiple times he would love to take over the role of Professor X from Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy, although he had made it pretty clear he wasn't too keen on the character being confined to a wheelchair. Now, most people weren't too ecstatic about a prospect of Professor X without his wheelchair, even though that's kind of common in the comics. But don't worry, because Esposito will definitely be playing another character. Now, during a panel down on the Thunder stage at CCXP, Esposito revealed that he will indeed be appearing in a Marvel Studios project, but he did not give any details. Now, he did say that we would find out sooner rather than later, and that the role is, and I quote, better than you can imagine. Now, this leads us to the big question, which is who is he going to play and what will he appear in? Now, we do know Deadpool and Wolverine is featuring a trainload of cameos, and they're even doing reshoots right now, setting up more cameos for that film. So whoever his mysterious character could definitely be part of that project. But I think if we're using our brain pans, we can look to some future Marvel projects to find some possibilities. In the next couple of years, there's a lot of big Marvel stuff coming, and people have suggested some pretty big names. Now, my understanding is this will be a new character, so I do not think he's taking over the role of Kang the Conqueror, so I think that we can mark that one off our list. But if you look to some of the other Marvel projects, there's some pretty clear places for him to land. We are headed into the Fantastic Four, and there's quite a few places there. A lot of people have speculated he could be taking up the role of Galactus, a role rumored for several names including Antonio Banderas, but no castings for that role have been confirmed, and you could definitely see his demeanor and his voice being near perfect for Galactus. Now, another character from the Fantastic Four that's a definite possibility is Dr. Doom. Once again, his demeanor and menace would make for a very, very interesting Victor Von Doom. And in the past, he has been rumored to play the character. There was several reports that he had signed to play Doom for Wakanda Forever. That obviously didn't manifest, but I do believe sometimes Marvel Studios and even some of the actors pay close attention to fan responses to some of the speculation, and that definitely could lead to a casting for the role. Honestly, I think this role matches him pretty good, when with the project just about ready to kick off production, well, that sooner rather than later aspect of what he's talking about could definitely lead you to believe he would be part of the Fantastic Four. Now, another place he might show up could be in Blade, and he might take up the role of a pretty big and major villain. Now, this might catch people a little off guard, but typically in Blade, one of the primary villains is, well, Dracula, and I have to wonder if he could become the MCU version of the character. Quite honestly, his demeanor and calmness and the way he brings villainy to life, he's pretty much perfect for a vampire of Dracula's caliber. Now, we are hearing Lilith is the main villain in that movie, but that movie's been getting complete rewrites recently, and you could definitely see how it would be swapped out, especially for an actor of this caliber. Now, the last place I think we should keep an eye out for him potentially appearing could be, well, in the upcoming Spider-Man sequel, and that would be as Norman Osborn. Now, we found out in the last Spider-Man movie, Oscorp doesn't exist in this world, but that doesn't mean the company doesn't exist under a different name, or a company that Osborn currently runs has a large stake in couldn't be converted to Oscorp following the events of No Way Home. You also have to consider the multiverse nature of some of this stuff, and even Secret Wars potentially changing some of these details. And honestly, as a version of Norman Osborn, Esposito would once again bring the character to life with a lot of menace. Now, you might have noticed all the characters we mentioned here were villains, and he could obviously bring a hero to life. We've already mentioned Deadpool and Wolverine and his desire to play Professor X, so maybe a cameo as that character in that movie could manifest itself. There's also, once again, the possibility of him showing up in Fantastic Four, but instead of a villain, consider him as a possibility for Norrin Radd, another hero who's supposed to be part of that project, and again, his demeanor and delivery would make for a great Silver Surfer. Now, I think Marvel's going to keep this under wraps for as long as they can, and I hope it's not another one of those big names used in a small part. Marvel has dropped the ball on this in the past, specifically with Bill Murray in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, but I think the position Esposito is in during his career right now gives him quite the unique position on picking up a very cool character, and he's made it very clear he's wanted to be part of the MCU for a long time, so I do not think he's going to take a throwaway role. Hopefully we find out who he's bringing to life in the Marvel Universe really soon. We're going to follow this story closely. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you get all the updates.